Hello, welcome to Gift Wrapping by Elaine. This is a little fan which I showed you how to make on an earlier video. Once you've got the technique of making these, then there's quite a few alternatives or add-ons that you can do. So if you've not watched the video on how to make this, then you really should look at that before you study what we're going to do next. So moving on, what you can do with these little fans is if you were to make two that were exactly the same measurements, then you could put them in the middle of your gift, and by arranging them like so, with just the middle bits touching, you end up with a little bow, which I think is very effective. And as I say, you can do this with a complementary paper or a contrast. Have a little play with that. Now, besides doing a little bow where you've got a space in between these fans, what you could do is, as you can see, I've already run some double-sided sellotape along the bottom, this one. You could get the other one and stick these together like this. So having stuck it together, you end up with a little rosette, which you can then just stick in the middle of your gift. If you've got a big present, and if you fancy it, you can actually do a variety of sizes of these rosettes, and it looks so effective if you scatter them all over the gift. Anyway, that's what you end up with if you stick two of those together. Another alternative with these little fans is to use them to emphasize the corners on a box. Now, I've done these quite small because my box is small. Obviously, keep them in proportion. If you've got a bigger box, then you want to make these fans bigger. I've done it the same measurements as on these other things, in that it's 3 times as long as it is wide to cut your paper, and this would open out like that all the way, but I want to keep mine more at a right angle. And the best way to stick these on to a box, because you want the corners very neat, is to just run a little bit of glue on the edge of the box, and then you can make sure that you position one side of the fan flush with one side of the box, and the same with the other side. And I think that is really, really attractive. Finally, in this session, another alternative with these fans, this is a very spectacular one, is you may want to put the fan round the outside corner of a box. And the only difference between this and all the rest is the length of the paper that I started with. And instead of the paper being at least 3 times the width, this time, because it's going further round, if you will, the length needs to be at least 4 times the width of your paper when you cut it. And again, just like I did with this one, I put some glue, or you could use double-sided sellotape on the edge of the box and then just positioned the fan on. And I think the little sparkly sequin just adds to all the, it just lifts it because the box and the paper are the same colour. So there you go, a lot of variations on that basic fan. You can see how useful it is, and just enjoy making them.